Guys, am I alive now? I'm not really understanding what is happening. I think I am live or not. Guys, can you see me now at least? Yeah, I got connected. Looks like net is back. Yeah, my internet is back, I think now. So I will not be listening to my own voice now, so that I will have some internet to at least finish this topic which we started, guys. So I'm not able to see the comments also right now. So, but I will try. Wait a minute. I'll try at least to look at the comments. At least finish this topic which we started, guys. So, okay. So let's figure it out what we can do. Give me some time. Somehow I connected to the internet. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, fine. So I think we are back now. Okay, we were at this position which is there on the board, right? And here in this position, guys, I'm not listening to myself. So if there is any lag or something like that, please let me know in the comment section or in chat. Okay, so here what happened is like black is going to neutralize, sorry, black is going to neutralize the bishop which is sitting on the c2 square. So that's why he played bishop to the g6 in this position. And here black also threatening that maybe if the chance is there, he will create his own counterplay, and I will tell you how. So white played bishop into g6, and now in this position he decided to play a very nice move. Can you guess the move from black side here in this position? Okay, I'll at least hear myself. Okay, can you tell me a good move from black side? Which move will you play? Will you play h into g6 or f into g6 in this move? Okay, I will just say that black went on to play f into g6 in this position because, as we can see, f into then castle and semi-open file. Exactly, Mayur. We should be playing castle, and our rook will be there on this semi-open file in that case. That's why he played f into g6. And here in this position, white played knight to the b3, trying to play f4 in this position. So black played yet another move. Okay, obviously castling is a possibility in this position, trying to control the f4 square, but black wanted to stop f4 at any cost in this position. So he played g5, not allowing f4 in this position, because here if you play f4, then obviously I will capture on the, means black will capture on the f4 square, and it will not be that great news for white. And here white played bishop to the e3, and finally black castled. And after castling, the rook is coming in the game quite quickly. And here another thing is that white played knight to the f3 in this position, and look at the knight on e6. It is sitting in front of the pawn on e5. It is controlling important squares also in this case. And here in this position, black played yet another move, that is queen to the d7. The idea of queen d7 is like, first of all, he is connecting his rooks. Another thing is that if the possibility happens in the position, then black will be very happy to play knight to the f4 and putting pressure on the h3 or g2 square, and the queen on d7 will be very handy in that case. Okay, and there was a very nice idea from black side which was waiting in this position. Okay, so here in this position white should have played queen to the e2 supporting the knight on f3, but instead of that white played queen to the d2 in this position and allowing black to sacrifice first piece in this game. So obviously, as I have said, sacrifice, what will you sacrifice in this position? Which move will you play? After this sacrifice, black's position got into a very nice rhythm, you can say, and white's position just got collapsed. Yes, rook into f3, we should be playing in this position. After rook into f3, we are just opening up the position. This is a very, you can say, a natural move for everyone. And after g into f3, black played knight into e5, attacking the pawn on f3. Then the queen will also be lost. So queen must play queen to the e2. And now it's time for us to just bring the pieces in the game. Here we can say that the bishop is already there. The knight is there. The queen, this knight is also there. Queen is also putting here. So the a8 rook is not there in the game. So we should just play rook to the f8 in this position, and we are having all the pieces towards white's king. Okay. Yes, definitely Anish, P and John, Karthik, you are right about this move. Rook f8 was played by black here in this position. Okay, knight to the d2 was played by white. And can you tell me where are the weaknesses in this position in black's white's camp? Okay, yeah, knight d2 is forced in this position. F3 is needs to be protected. But here you can see whenever this pawn structure is bad, obviously, but there are other weaknesses also in this position, that the squares of f4 and h4. So how will he control this h4 and f4 squares? It's easy. Yes. So if you want to control those squares, so here Akiba Rubinstein played knight to the g6, and suddenly you can say that the Alexander Alekhine was lot of trouble in this. Okay, the players who might be thinking that this was Alekhine's game, but Alekhine was very young at that time. This game was played in 1912. Okay, so that you can forgive Alekhine, but okay, he was one of the great players at that time in Russia. Okay. Yes, Mayur, you are right about that thing. Knight g6 should be played in this position, and white play rook f e1. And now it's time to bring your another piece in the game, that is bishop to the e7. Black is playing one move after another. He's just trying to bring more pieces to better squares. That is what you should be doing. Whenever you get a great position, all you need to do is like put your pieces on good squares, and then your position will automatically win by itself. You don't need to try too much in the position. You have already given up one exchange sacrifice. You have destroyed your opponent's king side. All you need to do is like just bring pieces towards the weaknesses. Place your pieces on the weak squares, and you can see that the f4, h4 are all these weak squares. Okay. Here Alekhine got a little bit impatient, so he played f4 move, and after f4 the game just collapsed. So can you find out the final finishing touch, you can say, in this game? By which knight will you capture on f4? I think it's quite clear that we should capture the pawn on f4 with the knight on e5, because by playing like this the queen on d7 will be opened up, the h3 pawn will also be attacked. Yes, definitely Karthik, we should be playing. So here white played queen to the f1, but everything is not going to. Yes, queen Tina, you are absolutely right. Abhishek, you are also right. So knight into h3 was played by black and king h1. And now here it's time for us to play yet another good move. We want our queen to come in the game. So Akiba Rubinstein found out a very nice way to bring this queen in the game. Can you find out that way? The way Alekhine, like Akiba played in this game. there are possibilities. This position is completely winning for black. Okay, you can play anything, but he brought this queen in the game in a very typical way, you can say, nice way. I like it. Queen g4 seems to be very obvious, right? Okay, queen g4 is definitely obvious move in this position, but he played g4 in this position. The idea is to play queen f5 and queen h5, and then it is a check and mate here. Okay, they continued for just one move, and after this move, Alekhine decided to just resign the game, and Akiba Rubinstein won this game in a very beautiful fashion. So there is a lot to learn from Akiba Rubinstein. I will recommend whoever wants to play in a positional way, I will recommend them to read Boris Gelfand's book, that is Positional Decision Making in Chess. In that book, there are several games which he has annotated from the lens of Akiba Rubinstein, and he has given one more thing, that wherever he analyzed one game of Akiba Rubinstein, he shows that what he learned from that game and how he implemented the same idea in his own game. I hope you must be knowing Boris Gelfand. Boris Gelfand was the challenger who played against Vishwanathan Anand in the World Championship match, and I think the match was also interesting. Finally, Anand won the game in the tie breaks, that is in the rapid play. Okay, so if you want to learn more about the Akiba Rubinstein, then do read that book, that is Positional Decision Making in Chess by Boris Gelfand. Okay. Okay, we will see two games more now, and our final game will be by Boris Gelfand itself. So before Boris Gelfand game, we'll see this position, what we can do in this position. In this position, it was played between Efim Geller and Maxiu. Both are great players. Maxiu became the world chess champion also after that. So here, black was on the move, and you can see, okay, clearly that white is putting lot of pressure here on this side of the board. The rook is also coming, the queen is coming on the h5, the knight can also jump on the h5 square, and black has very few pieces to defend in this position. But black has one thing which is there on his side. He has pawn majority on the queen side. His knight is very well placed on the c4 square. The bishop is also very well placed in this position, and his center is still intact. So what you should be doing here, you should try to create your own counterplay on the other side of the board, because if you play something like rook to the f7, trying to play passively and trying to defend the position, then definitely this will not work out. Yes. Sometimes go Akiba in short. Oh, nice. That is a very nice thing which is there. Akiba. You can connect your life with chess through many different aspects, I can say. So this is something which is very interesting, which is said by Mayur. So Divya, you are right about this thing, that you must play b5 in this position, because if you play b5 in this position, then on the next day we can even play a5, or we can create something. Another thing is happening with b5 move is that your queen is there on d8. It can come on b6 square, putting pressure on the d4 pawn, and if needed we can come on the a5 square also. So here white played rook to the h4. Yeah, correct. Queen b6 is the next move which Max you played in this position. We are putting pressure on the d4 pawn. So here white played e5. So what to play in this position? Because there are two options in this position from black side. One is, obviously we can capture here with f into e5, but f into e5 has a very nice trap in the position. But if you play f into e5, then it will be very difficult position for you. If he captures f into e6, then this bishop is actually putting pressure on the h7 square here. Okay, this rook is also hitting on h7. So this is not something which black would like to play in this position. Okay. Okay, Divya is suggesting d6, but I think d6 is not good. We should play another move which is there, as this pawn on d4 is pinned by the bishop on b6. We should play knight into e5 in this position. By playing knight into e5, first of all we are capturing on d3. If he can capture on the d3, one of the attackers in the white's camp will be removed. Yes, Tina, you are absolutely right about the move. We should play knight into e5 in this position. And after f into e6, the move is very obvious in this position. Which move will you play? White is attacking on the h7 point, so what you should play in this position? It's very straightforward. Yeah, I think you might agree. No, not knight g6. Don't play passive. You should try to exchange your opponent's active pieces. Yes, knight into d3 we should play. We should play knight into the remove the defender, like remove the attacker. Once the knight bishop is removed after queen into d3, we can play in a much more active way, that is queen into e6, which you decided to play in this position. Okay, he is giving up the pawn on h7 because after queen into h7 the king will be very safe on h7, and we have this route also by which we can run away if it's needed. But on the f7 the king is quite safe, because even if we play queen to the h5 in this position, we can play g6. If he gives us check with the h7, we can play knight to the g7. If bishop h6 comes in this position, we have this rook to the g8, and black's king is quite safe in this position. Another thing is, we are threatening rook to the c2, attacking the g2 point. We can play queen to the d5, then we are attacking on g2, and suddenly, as what all the pieces from white side are on the king side, his king will be very weak in this position, and it will be black who will be having great initiative, also you can say the great attack in this position. So white needs to be very careful by choosing his moves. So obviously he did not play queen to the h5 in this position. Okay, hello Vaibhav. He played bishop to the h6 in this position, and now it's time for you to find out a great move by Maxio. Which move will you play? Okay, let's see if Vaibhav is there. Vaibhav can find out the move from black side or not. Okay. Not rook to the c2. Not rook to c2. He played a very amazing move, which was a little bit. Because if you play rook to the c2, guys, the problem is the queen can capture the rook. Okay. I'll give you some time to think about it because it is a very difficult move. Okay. Means this is not that much obvious. Ah, nice, nice. Okay, Divya has come up with one idea, that is rook h8 first, deflecting the queen, and then if he captures, then rook to the c2. Very clever, very clever. That's what he played in this game. He played rook to the h8. Now the queen is being deflected. Okay, guys, this move which he played was very nice. He played rook to the h8 in this position, and then after queen into h8, rook c2 came, and suddenly we are attacking on g2, and black is having a lot of counterplay in this. Look at this queen which is standard on the h8 square. It is not doing anything, and our g7 pawn is protected by the knight on e8, and it seems very strange that okay, we are completely rook down in this position, but we have this queen d5, queen d4, we have queen into g2 also, and okay, we can say that black is having great counter chances. He played rook to the c1 in this position, and now rook c1 is definitely not good move. Here white might be having some, or you can say the best option was to play d5, and after bishop into d5 he can play rook to the d1, and after rook into g2, king f1. The game might be drawn after rook a2 and bishop to the d2. Okay, this was a variation which could have been played from white side, but obviously d5 is something which you will not get so easily, and he played rook to the c1, and after rook into g2 check, king f1. black played yet another move, that is queen to the b3. Now the queen is coming on the f3 square and white's king is going to be checkmated. He played king to the e1 in this position, and finally we played queen to the f1. We have threat of queen to the f2 and then rook to the g1, and then if knight f1 is played, rook to the f1 is going to be check and mate. So that's why in this position white just resigned, because the queen is not coming in the game, the bishop is also not coming in the game, the rook is not coming in the game, this rook is just sitting there, and suddenly you can see that the king which was under pressure is actually very safe on the f7 square, and the king which was a little bit safe in his own camp, he is not having any shelter. Where you should play rook to the f4, here you should play rook to the f4, you are asking. Then we can play queen to the d3 check, because there are two checks which we can give. And if you place king to the e1 in this position, then we can simply play this check, king will come on f1, and we can play queen into c1 check and mate. Okay. Is it clear for you that we can play queen d3, or is there any doubt? I forgot to mention d3, right? So queen d3 and then queen d2, queen c1 was also now. So everything happened because he created his own counter chances with b5 move. And another thing was like rook h8 was the, you can say, the memory marker or something which I feel like it's very very important in this game. Okay. Okay, fine. So one more game we will see as per the promise. Okay, and there are several games. Maybe I can show you one of the Tals game also. But first of all, as I was mentioning about Boris Gelfand, I want to show you one game by Boris Gelfand, which he played against Veselin Topelov. Topelov, we all know that he was a very strong and attacking player. So let's see how Boris Gelfand played in a so active play in this game. Okay. So here Boris Gelfand is on the move. He is black in this position. Vasily Topalov is white, and you can clearly see that white is threatening something like queen to the d3. This bishop is also there, and he will be having this battery on this diagonal. This bishop is also good, and here in this position the knight is not that good. The king seems to be little bit cramped, you can say. The knight is also there, but other pieces from black side are not that much active. So what will you play so that you can create your own counterplay? One good point from black side is there, the bishop on b7 is pretty strong, because if this bishop comes or some other piece comes, like let's suppose the queen comes on this diagonal, then white will be in trouble. Yeah. So how will you activate this bishop in this position? What will you play? Once you understand your opponent's ideas, then you should be able to create your own counterplay. And you can say that in this position, if you count the pieces, black is actually having one extra piece. So you can say that Topalov has given up one piece in this game, and that's why he has plenty of pawns, plus his pieces are also active. But Boris Gelfand decided to return the piece and create his own counter chances, or you can say create his own attack. He gave up the piece, he returned the piece because he has one extra piece in this position. Okay, knight e7 and e5. Okay, knight into d4. No, knight into e5 you mean. Yeah, he played knight into e5 in this position. The idea is like, okay, we don't need our knight in this position, we can give up the knight in this position. But because after f into e5, rook into e5, suddenly the pawn structure from white side is completely bad. Positionally, if you go into the endgame, then you can say that this 4 pawns will always be better than this 4 pawns on the queen side. Plus this 2 versus 2 is there. and this bishop which was sleeping a little bit, now it will be like a dragon bishop, and it will be very difficult position for white if the queen also joins the game. Okay, yeah, knight into e5 should be played, return the piece in this case. Yeah, knight into e5 we should return the piece. And another thing is that the knight on h7 is ready to come with knight g5 and knight h3, and it will be a check and mate. Suddenly knight h3 is a check and mate in this position. So white decided to play bishop into h7 so that there will not be any check and mate threats. And after this you can say that the opposite color bishops are there, but the position is completely positionally bad. We have great pressure on the e3 and e2 square. The pawns are also weak, and Boris Gelfand win won this game in a very simple manner. Now he played king into h7, his opponent played c5. We don't need to do anything on that diagonal. He's just simply played queen to the e8, putting pressure on the e2 square. Okay, Topilo played queen to the d3 check, and now instead of playing king to the h8 in this position, which was also a possibility in this case, he played bishop to the e4. Okay, and now after queen to the d2 he played queen e6. Our idea can be to play queen to the c6 or queen to the h3, then queen to the g2 is coming. Okay, now everything is broken down, so he played rook to the f2, trying to control the g2 square, and then b into c5, rook a f1. Then just bring your pieces, no need to hurry in the position. So Boris Girlfriend knew all the positional concepts, and he played rook to the e8, just simply bringing the pieces. Just look at this bishop in this position, the rook, queen, and this rook is there. The pawns are also good, and this bishop on a3 is very miserably placed in this position. So he played c4, trying to bring this bishop on this diagonal, but okay, he allowed it. He played queen to the h3, then bishop to the b2, and now rook to the g5. The idea is quite clear. Boris Gelfand wants to play rook into g3, h into g3, and queen h1 will be a check and mate in this position. Okay, so queen to the c3. Which move will you play here? He has played queen to the c3 to protect the pawn on g3. Okay, so you cannot play rook into g3. Let's see which move will you suggest in this case. Rook f8. Okay, rook f8 is also a possibility here, but he okay, rook f8. Karthik is also saying rook to the f8. Yeah, definitely rook f8 is actually a good move, but Boris Gelfand thought in a different way. He okay, rook f8 is actually a good move in this position, but he played rook to the e6. This is also equally good, because the idea is to be playing rook to the g6 and again rook into g3 is the threat. He wants to play slowly and gradually, or he can even play h5 h4 and capture the pawn on g3. Okay, yeah, Tina, your answer is correct. He played rook to the e6 in this position. Then queen to the e3 was played, attacking the bishop on e4. And now he played rook to the g4, supporting the bishop here. Again, the threat is quite clear. He wants to play this move or play h5, h4 in this position. Yes, correct, Tina. You are right about that move. And here, white played rook to the c1. But okay, nothing is going to help him. He played h5, and in this position h4 is coming, and Topilo decided to resign in this position. Although you can see that in the initial position everything was good, but positionally after knight into e5 sacrifice, everything just collapsed. And one more important thing is that whenever we are playing with the opposite color bishops, and if we have major pieces on the board, the side which is having the attack, usually that side gets the winning position, or you can say that lot of attack, because as we are attacking on the light squares, in this case the bishop on b2 will be very like it is useless in this position, because all the attack is happening on the light squares. You can say that, look at this pieces, all pieces are on the light square, so it is light square domination in this position. Okay. Yeah, it turned the tables into black's favor. Yeah, so okay, before we We did not see the. Okay, fine. And we will see one more game, and in this game we will look at the game of Mikhail Tal. Okay, you know that Tal used to play in a very attacking manner. He was a fierce attacker, but he was also a player who knew how to counter attack. Okay, so next game we will see. Okay. So this is the position from Tal's game. Tal is black in this position. His opponent is Olofsson Frederick. Okay, and here you can see that this bishop on b2 is there. Sorry, not bishop on b2 is there. It is aiming here. The bishop on d3 is also, it is also aiming towards the s7. The queen is there. The knight is also there, and this rook is controlling this file. So you can say that if you play something normal in this position, let's suppose h6 trying to protect the pawn on h7, then white will play bishop to the e5, then with the idea of queen g6, and then queen h7 will come, and another knight will also jump in the game with knight to the h5, and it will be very difficult position for black. So you need to create your own counter chances. No, I don't think so. Tomorrow in this class there is any test. There will not be any test. We will be just having another session. Okay, but tomorrow might be the break session, or you can say that the last session, because I already promised that I will be taking 11 sessions of each and every in the morning also and in the evening also, and after that we will take some break for few days, and then I will decide which topic I should come up with, and then we will have another few sessions, another live stream. Okay. Okay, here g6 is suggested by Abhishek. Yeah, we can play g6 in this position, and that's what actually Tal also played. He played g6, but the problem is that after g6, bishop into g6 is coming. Because if we capture h into g6, can you find out what is happening? Then queen into g6. Obviously, this is the only move. Bishop g7 will lead to queen into g7 check and mate. If king h8 is played in this position, then white has a very nice move in this position, and that move is actually very difficult to. Yes, yes, in the morning session I was going to test, but not in this session. Here you can play in two ways. One is best way is to play rook to the f3 with the idea of playing knight to the f5 and rook to the h3 check and mate, as this bishop cannot really stop this thing, and you cannot really play queen to the e8 also, because after queen h6 check, king to the g8, we can still play knight e4. The rook is going to come on the g3 square, and Tal will be checkmated very soon. Okay. So this is not something which Tal had planned. After bishop into g6, he planned to play in a nice way. One thing I will tell you, that bishop into g6 is something which Tal took for his advantage. What he planned is like, now the g file will be opened up for his own pieces. The bishop on c8 will come on the b7 square, and he will be creating counter attack on the white's king. That is how Tal thinks. Tal thinks in a very different way. We cannot really. No, no, no. Okay. So he played queen to the e7, covering this h7 square. Okay. So bishop into f6 was played. Knight into f6, attacking the queen here. The queen went back to the f3 square. He's attacking our rook on a8. So Tal played rook to the b8. Next idea is quite clear. Tal is going to play bishop to the b7, and he will be putting pressure on this diagonal. Bishop d3 went back, and bishop to the b7. And you can see that just after few moves, black's position is completely fine. He has nice center in the position. The king is going to go h8 square. The rook will also come on the g8 square. and you can say that it is the reverse attack that is happening now. Okay. Okay. Nice, nice. So the reverse attack is going to happen. It is a googly from Tal. He gave up the pawn on g6, but actually it is going to help him now. Really strange. So queen to the e2 was played, and now which move will you play, guys? I just told you what Tal is going to play in this position. He played king to the h8, going away from everything, and rook g8 is also going to come in future. Rook c1 was played, and here he played after this move. Okay, sorry, rook c e1 was played, and now rook b e8 to protect the pawn on e6. Yes, Vaibhav, you are right. He played king to the h8, and knight f5 came. The queen is under attack, so he played queen to the b4, queen to the b8, and now okay, we cannot play rook to the g8 anymore because this knight is hanging. But Tal decided to play rook to the c8 with the idea of playing queen c3, because any endgame, wherever the any endgame will happen, it will be much better for black in this position, as he has very nice center, plus his pieces are very active. So that's why he is trying to go into the end game. So white played knight to the g3, then queen to the c3. He is offering the exchange of the queens, because once the queens are exchanged, the rook will come on the c3 square. The another rook which is little bit cramped, he will also come on the c8 square, and then we will bring the king also up, and slowly and gradually we will push the pawns in the center of the board. Okay, obviously white did not capture the queen. He played queen to the googly is good word, perfect context to use it. Yeah, it is a googly from Tal, you can say. And now, as per the plan, as all the attack from the white is reduced, it's time for Tal to attack. Okay, so Tal started his attack with rook to the g8. Now there are other possibilities also. We are going to play knight g4, or even rook to h5. H4 is also there, because if he plays knight into h5, then we have bishop into g2. So he played knight to the e4, attacking the queen. Yes, rook to g8 was played by Tal in that case. Attack, yes. So now queen to the d4 was played by black. Knight to the g5. Okay, now knight f7 check is coming. So we'll just stop the check in this position, and Tal played rook to the g7. He is playing slowly and gradually, right? So queen e3 was played by his opponent. Finally, he realized that okay, he is not able to withstand the attack, and he must exchange the queen, because if he doesn't exchange the queen in this position, then he will just collapse after some time. So he plays queen to the e3 in this position, and after queen into e3, rook into e3, rook c3 came, and now rook h3, and now he plays b4 in this position. The idea of b4 is very simple. He just want to consolidate the rook on c3. He wants to support it, because if there are some sorry, checks or something like that, the rook will be very securely placed on the c3 square. Okay, so king g1 was played, and now it's time to break in the center of the board. He plays e5, as the g5 knight is protected by the pawn on f4. Next idea is to play e4, and Tal's pawn in the center are rolling now. Okay, okay, he played rook to the g3, and now e4. The bishop went to the this square, and now d5. Both the pawns are just flowing. I really like this position. And after bishop to the e2, Tal played d4. And here in this position, his opponent decided to resign, as this one of the pawn in the center is going to queen. So did you like the way Tal played? Tal is a very creative player, you can say, and he created his own attack. He sacrificed one pawn on g6, and his opponent was very happy that okay, I am attacking, but or anything, nothing really happened. Tal only used that file. He only put pressure on his opponent, and he won the game in a very nice way. Yeah, Tal is always a great player. I always enjoy Tal's game. There is something unique in his games, and attack or counter attack, both things are possible. Okay, Vaibhav, maybe we can do tactics at night, but in some time I have a class, so I need to stop it here. Okay, but thanks guys whoever came today to watch. We had fun today. Today there will be two videos of the same thing, so do watch the first video also. Okay, thank you guys. So please support the channel. If you like the channel, do subscribe. We are lifting the bat today. And today, no. Today we are taking the break. Let's see. Chess dudes are not. They have other commitments with other people. So they told me that they will let me know. Maybe on Saturday or Sunday we will try to go further. Okay. Okay. Do share my channel with your friends if you like the video also, and you can support my channel by donating also. The links are there in the description. And thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow with something interesting. Okay. Thank you very much. Cool. Bye. Thank you guys.